Hello again, this is Gayatri Devi with part 2 of the video 5 ways to use a shaman's rattle for healing and clearing and energy clearing. So number 1, the first way was covered in the previous video, so if you missed that you can go back and check it out first, and then I'll cover ways 2 through 5 in this video. Second is to clear your space, and similarly to clearing your aura, just as you should clear your aura every day, you should clear your space every day. Because if you have people coming out, and even if you're not really in your space much in the day, but you come back at night, first of all, you're bringing all the energies that you've interacted with or picked up throughout the day. And then secondly, things just seep in. So we live in a world that's unfortunately filled with a lot of suffering and people's beliefs, ideas, stresses, pains that, again, people are emitting these through their minds and through their experience, and it's all around us. And by clearing out your space, you reset that. It's just like physically cleaning, but you're doing an energetic or psychic, if you want to call it that, clearing, and you're clearing that out so things don't get really weighty. And if you want to have fewer problems and a more peaceful space, definitely people will notice it when they come to your space. I will say that if your space will start to feel calmer. I need to make another video about this, but if you have haunted rooms, if you have areas that are kind of dark or places that people don't go, those could be causing problems in your life, in the home environment. It could be affecting the people in your household. So again, very important to cleanse your space daily. And you just take those rattles, again, 1 or 2 is fine, and just go throughout your space. You can see how you like to use it. I know some people are very gentle with it. Some people, sometimes, you don't want to disturb other people, but you can really go at it. And especially if you feel that there are certain areas, let's say it's a closet or a room that, again, is dark, or you feel like, whoa, there's some heavy energy here, you can really go at it. Sometimes if energy is like a big chunk of energy is dissolved, then one of the pods will fall off. And then you can know, okay, wow, I really did a big transformation on it. So just go throughout your space. I do recommend, that's why I keep a small space, number 1. So if you have a larger space, you do want to get all the nooks and crannies too. So that's closets, cupboards, drawers. You can't really go into your air ducts, but what I do is I visualize that I'm also sending the energy into the bones and the structure of the place, so that, again, if there's any type of energy hiding in the woodwork, so to speak, or on furniture or on packages that you received, again, you're clearing it all out. So a nice thorough cleansing of your space. That's the second way that you can use a shamanic rattle for healing and clearing. Third is for your body. So similarly, this is sparking light, right? You can, if there's an area that is bothering you, an area that you have injured, if there's pain, if there's type of disease or imbalance, you can rattle over the area. So again, you can do it as much as you like. You can do it on a frequent basis. I recommend, if it's something that has come into your body, to start and continue actually on it until that is dissolved. So let's say you have a knee injury. You can just rattle over your knee for a few minutes every day, and you can just go over it. You can also kind of spiral and then flick out the energy. You could kind of brush off the energy. So you can be very creative, and you may be inspired as you're working with the rattle to use it in certain ways. There really are no limits, but these are just ideas with which you can go and experiment and find the ways to use it to transform the energy in that area so it's no longer imbalanced or deficient or off, and it's healed. The third use, this is a wonderful use, and I will make another video on remote healing. But third use is to rattle over your altar petitions. So again, I'll make another video about this, but essentially if you are if you have an altar, and I do recommend you create one, I'll make a video on that too. If you have a sacred space, you can write out what you're praying for and then rattle over it. So it could be a person, it could be a situation, it could be a change in luck. Let's say you're moving and you want to manifest a new space. You can write down what you like, what you're looking for. Okay, I want something at a good price with a beautiful location, with lots of light, that has good structure, etc. Whatever you like. Maybe it has X amount of rooms. Maybe it's situated X amount of minutes from your work. You can write it all out, rattle over it during your daily spiritual practices, and then attract that to you. And I've seen this work so many times. It's great. Other examples of this are, let's say you're working with someone, they're being difficult, or I'll use another example. Let's say you are trying to get a refund, and this has happened to me, this is a true story. So I purchased something, and then I wasn't happy with the service. I was trying to get a refund. First, I was just emailing, communicating, but no response. And this was a significant amount of money I'd put into this, but I knew I wasn't going to use it, and they weren't really giving me the service, and I knew I deserved to have that refunded. So I wrote it all out. Thank you, Spirit, for granting me this refund, for making them cooperative and responsive, and rattle, 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 rattle. And then what do you know, within a day or two, okay, and then I got a notification, they had issued the refund to my credit card. And then it was done. I said, okay, thank you, Spirit, that's great. So don't be afraid to list what you need. If you need clothing or a partner or a transformation in your job situation or a transformation in your prosperity situation, a new perspective, a new dynamic with a particular family member, if you're shopping for something, if you're going to invest in something, all of this can be addressed from the spiritual level using the shamanic tools. And a shaman is an energy worker. They're consciously working with energy. So as you're rattling, right, you're putting that sound, that energy, that intention, your mind and consciousness are going into that and saying, okay, universe, I declare that this is going to be created, and please help me to create it. And then the positive energies, obviously, always work with positive energies, ask, and then in my experience, there are shifts. So every energy or every action moves energy. So you rattle some, you are moving energy. You're creating a new situation in the particles of the universe. Now, how long will it take to make certain changes? That's uncertain. So if you have, for example, if you have a very deep karma, deep pattern that's been there for many years, or there's a person that's and you have been engaged in a certain pattern, a negative pattern that you want to break, but you can just feel like it's really heavy. It will take more work, more energy, more time, and more layers of spiritual work to move it. And sometimes you may not see the results, and sometimes there may be other results that happen that you might not have foreseen, but yet create shifts. And again, it's all good, but never doubt that you are moving energy on it. So once you do this, there is a new reality in existence. It's not the same. And let's say there's a toxic person at your job. They're bugging you, they're dragging the team down, just terrible. You're rattling, and it might not seem like a lot, but maybe they're a little less aggressive, or maybe they go quiet, or you can just watch, be very scientific, and see what signs there are. And every sign that's important, because that's not what existed before, right? So it's an evidence. It's evidence that there is a new reality in place. So sometimes we can say, oh, well, that's great that it happened, and then, or our minds kind of talk us out of doing these things because for whatever reason, there's always interference trying to prevent us from realizing that we are great. Anyway, so back to rattling over the toxic person. That's a great shift. That's huge. Even though it might be small, if there's any indication that they are different, that's huge. They're a different person now because of the work that you did. So don't forget that and try it out. Again, don't take my word for it. Just try and see what you experience. Lastly, fifth out of this video series is you can use it in sacred dance. And I mention sacred dance because I do like to dance. And so, you can take the rattle and use it as an extension of your arms. So if you want to rattle, if you want to stomp and make noise, and if you want to declare that there is something now in place for you, okay, I create that new interview, that interview at the perfect company that has the perfect people and a boss that supports me and acknowledges me and understands my talents and wants me to succeed. I declare I work in a supportive environment. I declare that I am surrounded by abundance and well compensated for the work that I'm doing. Things like that, and you can state your intention to the universe before you dance or as you dance. Put on some music. It's great if it's spiritual music because you're also adding the layer of the mantras or the vibration, the spiritual vibration of that music. Or you can use any other type of music, again, that gets you moving or is inspiring. Let's say Queen, We Are the Champions. Yes, I'm going for it. And again, dance away. Use these, and you can make movements and visualize also that you're driving away the obstacles, or you're creating a block for any negative interference. Let's say you're about to embark on a certain project or something that requires a lot of precision and timing. You might declare, and you might put protective shield. You might put a shield up or create a wall of energy that protects you from any harmful interference or destructive behaviors from, let's say, a team member or other people's lack of awareness or others' mistakes. So those are 5 ways, and I'll summarize them here. So the first is to clear your aura. The second is to clear your space. You can use it to clear out your space or any place, actually. Third is for healing over the body. Again, anywhere that is imbalanced, ill, pained, like headaches. Again, things that are like over your skin, things that are paining you. And fourth is over your petitions on your altar, over your prayers. And fifth is in sacred dance. So I hope this is helpful. This is a pretty long video, but may it spark some ideas for you and be a transformative assistance. Thanks, and see you next time.